Boom. There it is. It says it's recording. It is 3:11 on July 6th. What's up, everyone? Thanks for being here live. If you are, thanks for listening on replay. If you're watching this after this recording, but this is our Grit family player call. So I'm excited about this. This is a lot of fun. We did one of these in the spring, and I felt like it was a good time, and it's kind of how I judge things. So if you're not going to have a good time today, that's on you. And if you're not in person and you're watching this on replay, you're not going to win any prizes today. But the people that are on this call live that are making time to do this, there will be prizes given out. Coach Willis has a little game he's going to do that will include a prize. I have a game that I'm going to do that will include a prize. So if you're watching this on replay, maybe we'll have something at the end so that way I know that you watched it. So might want to watch the whole thing because you never know when I'm gonna have a little trivia question that you need to answer and send to me. So this is Grit. I think most of the people on the call know me, but I am Brant Miner, Coach Miner, and started Grit in 2021 right after the pandemic. I had a previous club team when I was coaching down at Southern Oregon called the Oregon Stars, and ran that for 5 summers and helped a lot of kids find places to play in college. Had kids from all over the state of Oregon. And then I didn't coach for a few years. And then when Coach Lunt got the job at Pacific University, I hadn't coached for 3 years since retiring from Southern Oregon. So I finished coaching down at SOU in 2015. Most of my pay had been in graduate credits. My girlfriend at the time, now wife, was living in Portland. I wasn't going to talk her into moving to Southern Oregon for my $5,000 a year stipend job. So I retired from there and moved back to the Portland area. Didn't coach, like I said, and then Coach Lunt got the job at Pacific. I had known Coach Lunt from Max Hoops, from running that program where I bring in college coaches to work with the high school boys. And this was when he was at University of Puget Sound. And I just really admired his energy. And then I watched some of his teams play, and I loved the way that they played. And then, so when he got the job at Pacific, I was excited to have the opportunity to work with him. So I was an assistant for Coach Lunt for 5 seasons, and then recently took a job as the assistant director in admissions. So I had to step away from coaching full time. Well, full-time hours, part-time pay, maybe. But I loved working for Coach Lunt, with Coach Lunt, and now Coach Lunt is the head coach of this team. So we have adjusted the game plan since last call. We will have one team. So there will be one Grit team this summer, 17, 18-year-old team. I'm excited about the guys that we have. I'm excited about the coaching staff. I truly believe we have the best coaching staff of any team, at least in the Pacific Northwest, if not on the entire West Coast. If you've ever hung out with Willis, I would put him up against anybody in the country. As D1, D2 coaches, there's a lot of small college coaches that I would pick over those top D1 coaches. But I'm excited to work with these guys. So I'm going to let Coach Lunt say a little something here. Been a head coach 18 years at the college level. This last year, we had our best finish at Pacific since 2000. And the team had a 3.48 team grade point average, not to mention all the accolades they had on the floor. But to have guys that are getting it done on and off the floor is a testament to what he's leading there at Pacific. So go ahead, Coach Lunt. I'm going to go over to you.
Thanks, Brant. Hello, Grit family. Excited to be on call today. This is actually a really cool event that Brant puts together, and Willis has got some good games going on too. So, yeah, just Brent kind of already gave a background. We just got done with our 5th season at Pacific, and previously I was at Puget Sound for 14 years, 12 as a head coach. I was at St. Martin's College for a year, which is a Division II school in Lacey, Washington. As a high school teacher for 1 year, and then got into full-time college coaching. But just love this program, love what it's all about. Love that it's not just about basketball; it's about teaching some life lessons and through the game of basketball, but also bringing together people from all over Oregon and building camaraderie. And I really like all the mental things that we do too with Colin, and just making it more than just basketball, which is what I really appreciate. So fortunate enough to be coaching the team and being part of Grit, and grateful for the opportunity. So thanks for having me, Coach Miner.
Let's go. Absolutely, Coach. I love having you on board. Grit, gratitude, resiliency, intensity, togetherness. I hope that everybody knows that, because if you don't, we will remind you, maybe with a little bit of cardio during practice, but I gave the answers to you guys right there. But gratitude is a big one for me. Just being thankful and appreciating what we have and what we've been given goes a long way, and not taking things for granted. So definitely bouncing back when you get hit, that says a lot more how you handle adversity, being resilient, and then intensity and togetherness. So speaking of the I in Grit, intensity, Coach, I did mute you. I'm going to ask you, you can go ahead and unmute, but you were giving us a little background noise there when Coach Lunt was speaking. So I'll give you a second to be able to go ahead and unmute yourself now. But Coach Willis moved out to Oregon from Florida. I got to know him right away when he came out at a Max Hoops camp. The first time we talked, I think we talked for like 3 hours almost or something. And just since then, we've been fast friends, and we've been to all over the United States, the continental and Alaska, Hawaii soon. We've been to Champaign, Illinois, Seattle, Sacramento, Reno. Champaign was an experience. I don't think Willis made the flight on that one. But I know that he tested my friendship when he was flying home from San Diego and left his wallet in San Diego with his money to get out of the car park, the parking lot at the airport. So he called me up. It was late. My wife's like, "What's going on?" My friend, this is before she knew that I would do anything for this guy, and Jack calls him Uncle John. I said, I should go help this guy out. And so I drove from Wilsonville up to PDX and gave him some cash and said, "Don't get pulled over on the way since you don't have your license with you." But since then, we've danced at weddings and we've done a lot of fun stuff together. And so I'm excited about getting to spend some time with him and Coach Lunt while we're in Los Angeles and Seattle. But Coach Willis, I'm going to turn it over to you if you want to say hello, and then we can go into your competition if you would like. It's yours, Coach Willis.
All right. Hello to everyone. Great to see some familiar faces. Looking forward to working with you guys again, and really excited about it. I think Coach Lunt's a really smart guy. I enjoy working with him, enjoy working with Brent. So I second that opinion on having the best coaching staff. I am most excited about seeing how much we can grow. I feel that we're returning a lot of guys, and that's not always the case in club basketball.
Uh-oh, he's cutting out on me. You guys give me a thumbs down? Yeah, Coach Willis, you cut out for a second, my man. If you can hear us, come
I
back.
hear you. Can you hear?
There-
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
This is like a AT&T commercial or whatever, Verizon commercial, T-Mobile from the early 2000s, but I can hear you now, Coach Willis.
All right. Okay, good. So if you can hear me now, that's great. I do have a game that we're gonna play. Coach Miner, if you would be a spotter of hands being raised or just who gets it first. We're gonna have an adult team versus the kids.
So we will have, if you guys know how to raise your hand on everybody's screen, there should be something that says, I'm on my computer, but so maybe if somebody can tell me where that would be, but if you click on it, does anybody know where to raise the hand is on so it's on the phone, it says react, and you click on react, and then it says like you can raise hand.
Well, since we have some people who are sharing a screen, like Cody, maybe we should just bounce the questions back and forth. Like the adults have a turn and then the guys have a turn. Let's do it that way, Coach.
Sounds good to me. Go for it.
All right, here we go. So the name of the game is Guess That Acronym. And these are all acronyms or phrases. I will give you a clue, and then we'll take an answer from one person from each side. So the parents actually know, the kids, you're up first. Players are up first. If you were preparing for a college entry exam, you might take the SAT. What does SAT stand for? To the players. Ten seconds.
And time's up. Nobody. So
Wait. Sorry, I raised my hand.
Asher's trying to do it while driving. You can pull over or go ahead, Asher. We can hear you. What's your answer?
This is probably way off, but systematic academic test. No,
That is
probably
incorrect.
off.
That is incorrect.
Yeah.
Parents for a chance to steal the point. Anybody know? Okay, nobody knows. That answer is
Will raise his
what's
hand. Will raise his hand. I see Cody, but this is parents. Will, what do you got?
Hey, I'll give it to Keller if he wants it, because I'm only 50% sure.
Jason, do you think you know it for sure?
Scholastic academic test. No. I said the same thing Asher said, I think.
Uh-oh. No, he said
Standard
systematic,
assessment
I think.
test.
Standard. What was your guess, Will?
Standard assessment test for half credit.
it. It is Scholastic assessment test.
No points awarded. You do not pass go. So no points
I like
given. Next one, Coach Willis.
Next question goes to the parents. See if they were paying attention. The kids these days might describe you as having Riz. What does the term Riz mean?
I think Will knows, he just doesn't want to say it. But who knows? Keller, does Jason know? Does he have his hand up? Or is parents, do you have who's going for it? Who's guessing it here? Will.
All right. I don't want to go 0 for 2, but charisma.
Correct. Give him the points.
Parents get the Riz. Okay.
My Riz is unmatched.
But you do know that Will is the guy that dropped his son off at practice and went and skateboarded at the Forest Grove skate park. That's pretty cool.
Maybe his Riz is unmatched.
His Riz is unmatched. Okay, this one's going to the players, right, Coach Willis?
So the players at the restaurant Raising Cane's, if you order your toast Bob, what does that mean?
Cody, is that your hand up? You think you got it? No? Hand still up from last time. No worries. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time. Parents. Parents. Who knows what parent? Who knows? Parents can raise their hand. Jason, do you know? Is it a no? Anybody else? Bob.
Okay. Bob stands for butter on both sides of the toast.
If you want it,
Butter.
Bob. Butter on.
Okay.
So no points there. It's 1-0 parents.
And it is
And Willis has 2 points because he stumped you guys twice.
said. All right. Whose question is it?
This one's going to the parents first, I believe.
Okay. So the parents. If you make a statement and someone looks at you and goes, cap, what does that mean?
Who knows what cap means, parents? Cap. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time. Players. Who's gonna be the player that tells us what that means? What does cap mean? Who's gonna step up and Keller, go ahead and unmute and tell us what that would mean.
Means you're lying.
Right. That is correct. That is correct.
So if they say no cap, that means you're telling the truth, right? So like literally, I feel like we have the best coaching staff in the country. No cap.
No cap.
100. I keep it 100. Okay, so now it's going back to the players first, and it is tied 1-1. 1-1.
Okay.
Players.
Next question.
Here we go.
In the spirit of Paris 2024, the acronym is for OGC as it relates to the Olympics. The OGC.
OGC. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time. Off to the players, right? This is for the players now. Does any player know what the OGC is referring to? Going once, going twice. No. Coach Willis, what is OGC?
The Olympic Gaming Commission.
Commission.
Coach Willis is on fire today. All right. Next, this goes to the players. If you are looking for highlights from the Summer League game, you might tune into this network with the letters ESPN. What does ESPN stand for? Dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun.
You are now on Sports Center. Who's got it? Who's got it? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Off to the parents. Parents, who knows the acronym ESPN? 5, 4, 3, 2. We'll let Will throw out his answer.
Again, not totally sure, but Entertainment Sports Programming Network.
That is correct. Points to the parent.
Boom.
Boom.
Boom. Will came to play 2-1.
Okay.
2-1.
I got 2 more.
Okay. 2 more. Players could take both of them and win. Parents could close it out here with 1 win. Let's go. Here we go, Coach. What do you got?
If you knew Coach Lunt's favorite sport, you would know that these letters are important to him. The acronym is RBI. What does the term,
Who's this one for? Players or parents?
this is for players.
Players first. Players have the first shot at it. Who's got it? That should be a Vineyard. Keller knows. Keller, what do you got? Oh, there we go.
Runs
Unmute.
got it in.
Correct.
No,
Correct. Coach,
No,
I got
no,
a
no.
bonus. Coach, I got a bonus for the players. Or for anybody. I got a bonus. What is Coach Lunt's favorite baseball team?
Ted knows. Cody knows. What do you got? Do I call on Ted's unmuting?
I know.
Ted knows. Cody knows too. What do you got, Ted? Go for it.
Mariners.
He is a Seattle's guy. Seattle Mariners.
Seattle
guy.
Mariners. All right.
So, but that means it's 2 to 2.5. So players, if you get this one right, you win. Parents, if you get it right, you win. Coming down to
Okay.
the last question. What do you got, Coach Willis?
Last question. If you played running
Wait,
back,
who's this for? Who's this for? So who's getting first shot at it? Or is it, how do you want to
it's
do
the
it?
parents. It's the parents.
Parents roll. Okay, here we go. Parents got the first shot at this one.
Parents, if you were playing running back, this stat would be important to you. What does the term yak stand for?
Yeah. Ted knows. Ted's calling it out. What do you got, Ted?
Yards after catch. Is that it?
That is incorrect.
Okay.
Oh wait, crap.
Nope. Quiet now, Ted.
I know, I know.
Quiet now. Keller has a chance to win, to secure the victory and take it home for the players. Keller, unmute and tell us what yak means.
Yards after carry.
No, that is incorrect.
That
get
is
another
not
try?
right.
I get another try?
Yards after completion?
I get another try?
What do you got, Ted?
Yards after contact.
Yes, yards after contact. Parents with the win.
Terrence got it 3 because they get a half a point on that one. 3-2. That was an instant classic. Catch it tonight on ESPN YouTube. It's going to be on YouTube. It will not be
On
on
the
the
Ocho.
Ocho. It will not be on the Ocho. Dodgeball, hilarious movie. If you guys don't know the reference to ESPN 8, Dodgeball. You can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball. All right. Good job. Thank you, Coach Willis, for that. So now I think we can get everybody to just introduce yourself. I want you to just say both. I want the player, if you're with your parent, to speak first. Looks like that would be Cody. Just say your name, introduce your parents, and say what you put in the group message or whatever you think of. What you're most excited about for this season. So we'll start with Cody, since I just called him out and he's on the top of my screen because Will just kept getting those answers right. Go ahead, Cody.
I'm Cody, and this is my dad, Will. And this next season, I'm just excited to keep being really good teams. I mean, we were really good last season, and I think we're bringing in some new guys, and we're bringing a lot of returners in too. So I'm excited to get after it. Play with the new guys, play with the old guys, and just create more good memories this season. So yeah.
Great. Let's hear from Will. Will, what was your favorite part of the spring? Was there anything that stood out, or what was your favorite part of being a parent in Grit this spring?
Probably just seeing the culture of the team and just winning or losing. I remember some of the best weekends when they dropped 2 games on Saturday, but bounced back Sunday, recovered, and, just seeing that work ethic and the culture. And then the final weekend in Auburn, that was great too, seeing it all come together.
For sure. That I agree with you. I know you said culture in there a few times, and Coach Lunt, when he hears that word, his ears perk up a little bit because He has a lot of good thoughts about culture. Coach Lunt, you want to tell us a little bit about your thoughts on culture?
Yeah, it's funny you brought that up, Will, just because I'm always the person when people bring up or use the word culture, like I want to raise my hand and go, well, what do you mean? Because I think it's one of those cliche words that always gets just kind of thrown out where no one can really um, explain it. When we talk about culture, we talk about three aspects of it. And this has been one of our big things with just recruiting in general. But culture is based around three pieces. It's based around behavior, belief, and then experience. And those three things are critical as far as developing a culture. So if you want to have a championship program, you've got to recruit and develop championship behavior. Well, what does that look like? Well, that's for us in a college setting. It's guys that absolutely love basketball, and it's number one B priority in their life. Number one A being obviously academics and doing that, but the behavior is everything that they do is I want to be the best basketball player I can be. I want to be the best student I can be. Best community service. Those are the three things that we talk about in our program. So behavior is really big, and then having to develop that behavior too is an important piece. But you got to recruit the behavior because that's really vital and important. The belief system, I think, all comes down to how do you develop belief, how do you develop trust? All of that's centered around relationships. So you've got to have close relationships with your players. Players got to have close relationships with each other. All the stuff Brant's doing right now, we do a lot of things as a team to create vulnerability because that's when I think you get to the heart and soul of conversations and get to the heart and soul of getting to know your teammates. If you want people to buy into your program, if you want people to buy into each other, it all starts with that relationship piece. And then, experience wise, I think is always the other piece of the puzzle. All good things aren't done overnight. So it takes time. But it really starts off with that behavior and that belief. So when I think about culture, we explain culture, it's about those three things that are the core behind it.
Love that. Because having a culture, it's not just having a cool slogan. It's not just, having the hashtag, right? Like these people want row the boat, like, or, win the day. Those are great, but it's your behavior, right? It's what you do. It's your habits that creates your culture, right? It's what you believe in, and you can say win the day, but if you're not trying to like get better every single day and attack each day, and you're looking into the forward or too far forward into the future, it's not winning the day. So I think we have tangible core values with gratitude, resiliency, intensity, togetherness. I love the core values at Pacific. I love talking about continuous improvement, circle of control, program first, and Mamba mentality. Let's go. Those are the things that Coach Lunt talks about with the players at Pacific a lot. And I just love that. Get a little better every day, not get rich quick, not turn things around overnight. It's a process, crock pot over a microwave mentality. And then circle of control. If you can't control something, don't spend your time or energy stressing over it, right? And then just program first. If you're not putting your teammates, if you're not putting your coaches, if you're not putting your program ahead of yourself, then you're not following the core values. If you're staying out late, if you're out drinking, smoking, doing stuff you shouldn't be doing, that's not putting your program ahead of your own interests. And I like that it's not team first, because the program, the whole thing, that's what I love about seeing Jacob, and you guys that were at practice got to meet Luke and Drew. And I know they went over to Coach Lunt's house for the 4th of July and did stuff with his kids. And I just think that program, it's bigger than just that 1 year. Coach Lunt's really built a program at Pacific, a team that's been a perennial doormat in the conference. Now next year poised to win a conference championship. Coach Lunt.
Yeah, and I think the other piece about that, like Brent brought those up with our core values is, you know, they're all centered around teaching lifelong lessons too. Like, I mean, if you can if you can go to college for 4 years and put a program first, like what does that mean as far as in real life? Well, it means when you become, you know, when you have your own family, you know, and have to make sacrifices about your family, it becomes that family first mentality. You know, and so I think those are the things that we really try to, you know, install in our guys is thinking, you know, bigger picture, like what's continuous improvement. Well, continuous improvement's having a mindset of always improving with everything you do. And you know, I know Brent said this a few, and I might butcher his quote, but you know, like if you think you've got it all figured out, that's when you end up getting your butt kicked. You know, so having a mindset of always trying to improve, circle of control is always, hey, focus on the things you can control and eliminate the things you can't. You don't want to waste energy on that. And then the Mamba mentality is all about the best version of your best self. So rather than playing a comparison game to others, just focus on what's your best version look like and compare yourself to your best self. So I think all of those things translate into the real world. And, you know, I know other programs have like, you know, 8 to 10 core values. I'm not the smartest tool in the shed, so I got to keep things really, really simple. So we don't overdo it. We stick to these 4, and that's what our guys are all about. You know, and if you were to ask any of our guys what our 4 core values are, they're going to let you know, just because coach is constantly talking about them all the time. So I think that's important.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Being the best version of yourself. Comparison is the thief of joy. This is not keeping up with the Joneses or anything like that. So we got through Cody and Will. Let's I know Keller had his battery run out, maybe. He's figuring out the screen orientation lock. But we'll go ahead. Corbin, go ahead and unmute yourself and introduce yourself and tell us what you're most excited about for this summer.
My name's Corbin. I'll just piggyback off what Cody said about culture, and just like the bonds that we can build between the games, because I think like the bonds we can build in between in the games can help us like play better, and to just just connect us to be a better team and have a better environment in practice, and just to just have a great season.
For sure, it's gonna be fun. I'm excited for sure. I'm not gonna make Corbin run because he doesn't have his camera rotated the right way. I know I'm a kind of a stickler about these little things, but I know Asher loved the kid because he's scrambling trying to figure out how to get his orientation switched, but his orientation is locked, so he looks sideways still. So I know that Asher is the type of kid that's like actively on his phone, like, oh my gosh, he's gonna call on me. Boom. Asher Vredenberg, go ahead, unmute, introduce yourself, and tell us what you're most looking forward to this summer.
My name is Asher Vredenberg, like you said. My mom and dad are Tim and Darcy. They weren't able to make it today because of family stuff. But I'm looking most forward to continue to know guys better because definitely created some really great friendships over this last spring season. And this will be my last year playing with Grit. And I'm excited to cap it off in a big way. That's for sure.
Let's go. What was your favorite part of the spring, Asher?
Honestly, just getting to know new people. And I feel like this is almost like a completely different team than like other years in the past. So like just having like a whole different team, getting to play with people I've never really played with before. So yeah.
Awesome. Asher played last spring and summer. He's coming from Roseburg, so I appreciate your commitment. And we weren't sure if we're gonna get him back. I do have a t-shirt for you, Asher. The guys wanted to make sure that, you know, if you guys don't know the story, Asher in the tournament before our last weekend rolled his ankle and couldn't play the final weekend. And then we rallied around and support. And when we won the championship, all the guys said, make sure you get Asher a t-shirt. So I do have you a championship t-shirt that I will get to you. So having played last year, spring and summer, then this year in the spring, we weren't sure if Asher was going to come back because Asher did just graduate. Congratulations. and is headed off to get to play college basketball in the fall. But I did some research on the tournaments and found out that he would be eligible to play. And so I kind of put the full court press on him and was like, we need you back. Because if you guys know Asher, he is what we aim to look like as a person, 4.0, does it the right way, always shows up. And like I was kind of saying before, when he knew that he should have had his camera, he was doing it quickly. And so Asher, I really am excited and appreciate all you've done for Grit, and I'm excited you'll be back this summer. Let's go. All right. I know it looks like Rosie got home, and all of our guys, it's hot out. You can tell, I know a lot of shirts off. But Lane, if you want to go ahead, I know your mom got home. Go ahead, unmute, say your name, introduce your mom, and tell us what you're most looking forward to this summer.
I'm Lane, this is Rosie, and I'm most excited to keep playing with the friends and the players that I met this spring, and to keep playing with them and to build new connections and new friendships with other guys and just continue playing with them. Because it was I think what made us the best at the end of that tournament was our friendships we made, and we just got closer, and the connections, and we just played so much better together after that. And so I'm excited to win more games and play with the other guys.
Love it.
Thank you.
Well done, well done. We can see there he is. Rosie, what was your favorite part of the spring? Was there anything that stood out, or what was a highlight from the spring as a parent of Grit?
Well, I mean, I was a new parent of Grit, and I've been in other programs with my other boys, and I just think there's a commitment that I really enjoyed, and the fact that that everyone showed up, and the way the boys didn't criticize each other. They just all seemed to really have each other's backs, even though they weren't from the same schools, and they weren't, I mean, everybody seems to have those players that do that, and that didn't happen. Everybody backed each other up, and that's what I really liked, is they just supported each other, whether they made a mistake or not on the floor, they were there for each other. So
well done, both of you. Good answers. That is something that I love, is the guys, and we said the culture and just the fact that we don't do that. Coach Lott.
Not to mention, Rose, you're an All-American stat keeper. So
yes,
we appreciate
obviously.
all your hard work.
That is a
in
big
that.
role.
So,
That is a
yeah.
big role. It does not go
Yep.
unnoticed. So thank you for doing that. Because that is a thankless job. The best you can do is go completely unnoticed. If you make a
that
mistake,
is the best you
they're
can do,
on
is
you.
please don't notice me. Yes.
Right? We don't want to get the scorekeepers involved, but
That's
there
right.
is teams that have to worry about that because they have parents that are overly involved, or we had to give an extra fouls to players and just like having to check and just, yeah, I'm glad that I don't have to worry about that with you. So thank you, Rosie.
Of course.
All right, we're gonna pass it over to Ted. Ted, go ahead and unmute, introduce yourself to the team.
Yeah, hi, I'm Ted, Chihi, Corbin's dad. I think the biggest thing with me that I saw that was really cool last season was just the bench energy. I think it was the most energy I've seen in a club team. We played in a couple other club teams, and it's not even close to what I saw last spring. The first one that was the best was when Coach Willis, after a good play, he would say "boom." That was just victory. That was always really cool. So I just thought the whole bench energy and the culture, as we've been saying about the whole program, grit. After it's funny because after Corbin started playing, every time I turn on the TV and it was a good team, that was one of the first things that people would say was that the team had grit, and I never noticed it before until, I'm sure they said it before, but I just always know. Now I just hear it all the time, and I'm like, yeah, that's 100%. So it's really cool program. I really like the mental piece around the program, and the coaches obviously are really good.
Awesome. Thanks, Ted. Thank you. Let's go. Keller, you want to unmute, introduce yourself and your dad, and tell us what you're most excited about for the summer.
I'm Keller. I'm going to be a sophomore at Marshfield High School. This is my dad, Jason.
And I'm probably looking forward to building relationships with people that I don't necessarily go to school with or hang out with at home. So yeah, being able to
Awesome.
break out of my shell a little bit.
Yeah, stretch that comfort zone. We need you to communicate and talk, and we're excited. Jason was a Grit parent last summer, and we will mention Gary. Gary is Jason's father, and he is one of the best. He's all over the place helping get rides. But last summer, Jason, what made you want to send Keller back to Grit this summer?
I think it starts at the top. I like the intensity with the coaches. I think it bleeds down to the players. I don't know if you guys get told that enough, but we really appreciate what you guys do. And so the energy that comes with the coaches rubs off, right? And I know basketball's in the present, but it's, it rolls over to real life too. And you guys are teaching these guys to be good young men, not just good basketball players. So it's really appreciated. And that's what I enjoyed most, right? Just hard-nosed, high-intense basketball.
Love it. Love it. Thank you, Jason. Thank you, Keller. And they're coming from Coos Bay. So we do recognize the commitment and the sacrifices you're making, because 4 hours, 3.5, 4.5 hours on the road, and then getting to practice and practicing hard. It doesn't go unnoticed, Keller. So we appreciate you and glad you're back this summer with Grit. Catherine, would you mind unmuting and introducing yourself to the team?
Hi, I'm Catherine Sheehy, Corbin's mom. I love what Jason said because I love all of you coaches and you guys do so much for those boys. I love the homework that you give them. It actually makes me smile when I know that there's homework. I've actually kind of gotten in trouble for logging on to the calls when it's only supposed to be for the boys, because I want to know what's going on and I want to know what they're hearing. Because sometimes us moms and dads, we don't really get told everything from the boys. But I love how they huddle when they're on the court and they all play together. And it is so nice to see them play together versus play against each other, because I feel like I've seen a lot of that since Corbin's been playing. But yeah, we love Grit, so I'm excited for the summer.
Awesome. And
yeah,
it is appreciated that sometimes when I have the kids, all the parents have been great about help asking or being willing to help with Maggie and Jack. So thank you. And I do feel comfortable with all the parents and families, and that is something I really love, is that we get to pick the kids. People talk bad about AAU and how slimy it is, and I get some of that, but people that if I were to complain too much, I'm picking the kids on this team. And so, and the parents, I've said this to everybody, like it's not just the players that I recruit, it's the parents. If you guys were headaches or causing issues, like I think everybody knows I do charge. So I hope and plan to make money, but not enough to put up with a lot of crap from families and parents and players. So if I was making 100K this summer, you guys could complain to me and call me names and bicker at me, and I would be okay with that because I'd be making $100,000. But since we're not, we do, I just mention it every time, we have the 24-hour where if you're not happy with something, you're welcome to ask us why we did something, but not until at least 24 hours after the end of the tournament. Just as I have seen parents corner coaches or questioning their decision making, and that's not something we will do. Players, we will be sending in the group chat the assignments that we talked about on the call on Tuesday. We will meet again here on this same Zoom tomorrow. So Coach Willis, we have something, we're going to give away something to the parents. We do have a prize. That was not a fake promise. We do have something for the parents that are on the call. So that looks like about 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 prizes that we'll give away. And if you're watching this on replay, thanks for sticking around the whole time. But I want you to tell me if you're watching this, if that's Luke or Vince or Grayson. Let me know what you're most excited about. So that way I know that you watched the whole video. And we're gonna have this guy kind of say hello before we sign off, fresh off his nap, ready to, you see all the people in there, buddy? You say hi? You say hi?
Wave.
You wave to the people? You see them all in there? See them all waving? See them waving? You being shy? Alexa. Okay, you're fine then. All right. Man, a few words. Man, a few words. But serious, very serious, stoic. So we'll have Coach Willis say a little last message, and then we will be sending out a message. If you are a parent that's not getting the messages, let me know. I know we did add one and subtract one from that group. So I will be sending out a new message, and that's because I can't just add and subtract somebody because of the person that does, the people that don't have the iPhones. So I will start a new parent chat. Players all have iMessage, iPhones, so we're good on that. But I'm gonna have Coach Lunt. Go ahead, Coach Lunt.
Thanks, Brent, for putting this together, and thanks for all the players and parents for showing up. We are grateful for that. Yeah, looking forward to tomorrow, getting everyone together. Stay cool because it is hot outside. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday.
Great message. Great message. Enjoy, stay cool. Coach Willis.
Great getting to see everybody. Looking forward to getting the summer going, man. Make sure you're ready. Make sure you're spending time running and getting yourself in shape because you know we're going to test you. See you soon.
Absolutely. So we're gonna sign off. 4 o'clock on the dot. We kept it to an hour, even with the little delay. But I'm excited about tomorrow too. So if you're not getting the messages that we're about to send out, let me know. I know all the players have iPhones, so they will be getting those messages. And if you are a parent not getting the messages, we were able to add the parents that are on, but if you're watching this on replay as a parent, feel free to reach out and let me know. With that, go grit and go enjoy your Saturday. And Jack usually is not this stoic or serious. Can you say hi? You want to say hi to the people? You want to see all the people? They're all saying hi. No?
Go. Yeah, let's see.
Oh, the door. Yeah, you heard the door, huh? Did you hear the door? Okay. All right. With that, we're going to sign out. All right, you guys. Have a great Saturday.